Hey, and welcome back to the Life Work Balance YouTube channel. Are you burned out? Are you feeling overworked? Maybe undervalued? Are your relationships in the workplace a little rocky? Are you bored and looking for something new? Or are you new to the job market and you're looking for a new job? If you answered yes to any of those questions, this video is for you. If you think you might answer yes to some of those questions in the future, this video is also for you. Hey, I'm Abby. And today I would like to share with you 6 tips on things that you can do so that you can prepare for the job search process in this upcoming year. But before we jump into that, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you're looking forward to today's content. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the bell so that you can receive life work balance advice delivered directly to you every Sunday. And if you're looking for free career coaching or free career advice, job search advice, any feedback to your answers to interview questions, I offer my free career coaching office hours on Twitch through a live stream every Monday. So if you're on Twitch or you're not and you're interested in joining in, please go ahead and follow me on my Twitch channel. I've linked to it in the description box below. Okay, so you're interested in finding a new job or you're thinking you might be interested in finding a new job. What do you need to do to get started? Well, my first tip for you and the thing that you should do no matter what before you start the job search process is update your resume. Now, this isn't just updating any old resume. This is specifically updating your master resume. So if you've watched any of my videos on master resumes, you'll know that this master resume is the historical document that contains all of the information about your past experience and education. You want to make sure that you take some time to update this document so it includes all of the most recent information about any experience, education, training, certification, skills, knowledge, or abilities that you have gained since the last time you created this document. Now, if you have not created a master resume before, you're in luck. I actually have a free resume template available for you to download and use for yourself on my website. I've linked to that in the description box below. And if you haven't watched any of my videos on master resumes or tailored resumes, and you want to learn a little bit more about that, please go ahead and check those out. I've linked to them both in the description box below. Once you've updated your master resume, the second thing that you need to do in order to prepare for the job search process is update your LinkedIn profile. So if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, create one. If you do have a LinkedIn profile, update it. Now, this update will likely include updating any of the same things that you updated on your master resume. So adding that additional education, any additional experience. Did you take any certification or training courses? Did you have any additional volunteer work? So update the actual content on your LinkedIn profile. This may also include updating your summary or the About Me section. You'll want to make sure that your LinkedIn profile is the most up-to-date and representative version of you as possible. You may even want to consider getting a new headshot and uploading a new cover photo so that you can just refresh your profile overall. You don't need to do anything fancy when it comes to your headshot. You could probably just use a good cell phone camera and a ring light. However, if you would like to go a little bit more professional, you can always hire a professional photographer to do a headshot photo shoot for you. The other thing you want to consider is, are there any people that you've worked with since the last time you've updated your LinkedIn profile? Consider beefing up your LinkedIn profile by requesting recommendations from people you've worked with. This is something that can sometimes be scary to do, but in the long run can have many benefits, because if someone like a recruiter or hiring manager is looking at your LinkedIn profile and considering hiring you for a position, they can see those recommendations from people who have worked directly with you. Now, along those same lines as updating your master resume and updating your LinkedIn profile, you want to begin building or updating your network. To do this, you'll want to research organizations that you'd be interested in working for. You also will want to research professional organizations or professional affiliations that you could join. From there, you can then connect with members of those organizations, whether they're actually the employers or they are the professional affiliations. You can connect with members who belong to each of those organizations to begin to expand your network. So connect with those types of people via LinkedIn. Now, if you're going to be connecting with someone on LinkedIn, you don't just want to click the connect button and then hope that they connect with you. In order to leave a positive, lasting impression, you'll want to make sure that you send them a connection message along with your connection request. Now, this might be something like, "Hi, Emily. Thank you so much for considering connecting with me. I'm hoping to find a job in your industry this year, and I thought it would be great to connect with you and learn a little bit about what you do and how you do it via LinkedIn. Thanks again, Abby." Now, what I like about that message is that it is straightforward, it seems genuine, it doesn't feel like a template, and it also doesn't feel sleazy. I can't tell you how many LinkedIn messages I receive a day from individuals who are clearly just copying and pasting templated language or trying to get me to buy their services right off the bat. You need to be able to build a relationship with someone and network with them before you can start to use them to your advantage. So if you're wanting to use someone to get a job, you're not just going to send them the first message and say, "Hey, I want you to hire me for this position." You've got to woo them a little bit. Show them why it's worth their time for them to get to know you. And then after they've gotten to know you a little bit, that's when you then have the big ask of asking them to help you get a job. So you do not do the big ask in the very first message you send on LinkedIn. The other thing that you can do to build your network is to actually attend networking events. Now, during the pandemic, it might be hard to attend some in-person events, so maybe see if there's any virtual events that you could attend. However, once we get to a place where we will be able to attend in-person events again, take the courage to go ahead and attend some of those events and build that in-person relationship with some people who could help you get some jobs in the future. Now, the reason networking is so important is because 80% of jobs that are filled are actually in the hidden job market. 20% of jobs are visible to anyone who would like to apply. However, the hidden job market includes jobs that are not publicly posted. It's all about who you know. And if you know someone who can hook you up with a specific job that isn't necessarily open to the public, your chances of getting a job when you know someone in that sort of situation is much higher than just applying to hundreds of jobs that are all posted on websites like Indeed or even LinkedIn. So your network is essential to tapping into that hidden job market. And you can't just connect with someone on LinkedIn and then expect to be connected to that hidden job market. It takes some effort on your part to build that relationship, build that network, and then you'll be able to reap the benefits. The fourth thing you can do when it comes to preparing for your job search for this upcoming year is find out ways for you to build your KSAs. KSA stands for Knowledge, Skills, and Abilities. So are there certain training courses that you could take? Are there free webinars that are available? Are there videos that you can watch on YouTube or other learning platforms where you can begin to expand your overall knowledge on a specific topic? If so, invest some time in doing that. Expand your knowledge, expand your skills, expand your abilities in whatever way works best for you. Maybe that means volunteering in a specific department that you haven't worked in before, or with an organization that you would like to get your foot in the door with. Whatever that means to you, try to think of a way that you can expand your knowledge, skills, and abilities so it can make you more marketable and a more attractive candidate to the job that you want to apply to in the future. Now remember, if you're going to get any additional training, certifications, education, whatever that might look like, make sure that when you've received that, you update your LinkedIn profile and your master resume. Now, the fifth thing that you want to do in order to prepare for your job search process for this upcoming year is create a way to keep yourself accountable. Now, I can't tell you how many people I've worked with who say, yes, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z this week or this month, and then don't actually follow through with it. So you need to come up with a system that works well for you so that you can keep yourself accountable to the job search process. So let's say your goal is to get a job within the first 3 months of the year. That's going to require a lot of effort. It may require multiple applications. So what you'll want to do is create a to-do list so that every single day you have specific goals that you can accomplish regardless of what day it is. You do not want to lose momentum. You want to make sure that no matter what, you have a plan so that you don't lose that momentum and you can keep moving through the job search process. If you lose momentum, that will set you back in the job search process and will delay you getting a job that is a good fit for you. So you would want to create a weekly schedule where every Monday you do the same thing, every Tuesday you do the same thing, and etc. for the rest of the days of the week. Then you'll also want to create a tracking spreadsheet or some other form of tracking so that you can keep track of all of the different jobs that you've applied to, the different organizations you've applied to, and likely create a large running document that captures your answers to supplemental questions on applications. That way, when you apply to future applications that might ask similar questions, you can just copy and paste. You don't have to recreate the wheel each time. So you'll want to build this resource for yourself so that you don't have to put in 100% effort all of the time. You want to work smarter, not harder. So create something that will work for you so that you can hold yourself accountable and so that you can maintain that momentum during the job search process. If you start to get burned out or you start to lose positivity or lose hope when it comes to the job search process, it's okay to take a short break. However, you don't want that to consume you and you don't want to lose that momentum so that it's hard to get started again. And finally, my sixth final tip for how to prepare for your job search in this upcoming year is to prepare for interviews. Now, it might seem a little early to start preparing for interviews when you haven't even started applying to jobs yet, but when it comes to interviewing, you can never have too much practice. So I highly recommend, if you haven't already, watch some of my interview videos. I have videos that give you resources and tips on how you can answer many different types of interview questions that are likely going to come up in at least some of the interviews that you take part in. I also have tips on how you can show up as your best self via video interviews or even in-person interviews. I've also got links in my description box below for how to set yourself up for success for those types of video interviews or in-person interviews. What types of technology, what types of lighting, what types of materials do you need to be successful? After you've watched some of my videos on interviews, I recommend conducting a mock interview. So this is where you show up as an interviewee and you ask someone else to be the interviewer to ask you interview questions so that you can answer them in real time with another person without being actually in a true interview. So this might be a mock interview with someone who's a friend or a family member who you trust, who can actually hold a serious mock interview with you. Or maybe you would like to conduct a mock interview with a career coach like me. Career coaches conduct mock interviews all of the time. They would likely range between 30 to 60 minutes. In my mock interviews, I record the interview, and the interviewee or the person who's doing the mock interview with me would get a copy of that recording so they could watch it back and listen to any feedback that I have, but also watch themselves to see how they act during an interview and to hear their answers or responses to common interview questions. All of that data, as uncomfortable as it might be to watch yourself, is so helpful when it comes to preparing for interviews. So once you've done that actual interview prep by watching some of my interview videos, by conducting a mock interview, then it might be time to go shopping. Buy yourself a new outfit so that you can feel confident and comfortable during the interview process. If you are on a tight budget, then pick out an outfit that you are excited about for an interview. You want to make sure that it's professional and will make a good impression on the interviewers. This is something that you could wear both in person or during a video interview. Maybe you need to get a new haircut or spruce yourself up in other ways. But when it comes to an interview, you want to appear as your best self to the interviewers. So even though that might not mean getting a haircut right now, it does mean that you may want to prepare for that type of appointment when you do get an interview during the job search process. So hopefully you can take those 6 tips and really prepare for your job search process for this upcoming year. While it might be difficult and it might feel time consuming, break it up into measurable, easy to accomplish goals. Maybe one week you work on your resume and the next week you work on your LinkedIn profile. You'll want to get started as soon as possible so that you can begin applying to jobs as they start popping up. If you take forever to update your resume and update your LinkedIn profile and prepare for interviews, then you're not going to be ready when the perfect job appears for you to apply to. So while you don't want to rush yourself, you also don't want to drag your feet and take forever to prepare. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have any additional questions, comments, or thoughts, please put them in the comments box below. And if you happen to get a job after watching this video, please come back and let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the bell so that you can receive life-work balance advice delivered directly to you every Sunday. Remember to join me on Mondays on Twitch with my live stream of my career coaching office hours. If you have any questions when it comes to the job search process, how to update your resume, things that you would expect during an interview, etc., I am here to answer your questions in live, real time. So please join me on Twitch if you haven't already followed me. The link to my Twitch channel is in the description box below. I look forward to seeing you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.